Video games have had a long-lasting impact on society. They are an art form that has provided many benefits to people's lives, as well as some problems too. Especially for me.
What?
And here are some other gamers who can elaborate on this.
What got you into playing video games?
Well, I don't want to date myself, but when I was a little kid, really young, my brother got Pong for Christmas. And that was like a big deal, you know.
My dad, he's a big proponent of video games. He's years behind, but he still plays video games pretty heavily. He's like one of the only guys that I know from his generation that like play video games pretty hardcore, like newer ones, you know what I mean? Like usually you'll find him playing like old arcade games or something, but I mean he brought home Mortal Kombat and turned the gore on ultra high when I was like 12, you know? Like so, yeah, he's the one who got that rolling.
And then after that, I got older and we got like the Ataris and stuff, and it was just, I don't know, it's just something I really enjoyed doing since I was a kid. Like my older brother, it kind of influenced me there, I guess.
It's fun to play. I enjoy it.
Well, like, what got you into it? Like,
Nothing.
nothing?
I just started playing it.
Okay. How long have you been playing video games?
Jeez. Most of my life. Well, I took several years off and, you know, for a while. Because I was just busy. When I was like married and working and all that stuff. I had PS2 and it was pretty much obsolete at that point. They were already on the PS3 and I just didn't play for several years, but probably a good 20, 25 years, give or take.
Like I said, I probably started at like 9 and 23 now, so is that like 14 years?
About 10 years.
How often do you play video games?
Almost every day. I mean, every once in a while I'll just kind of not be in the mood, so I'll like watch TV or a movie or something, but basically every day.
I would say 3 hours a day.
About every day.
According to Forbes.com, the 2019 global average amount of hours spent playing video games per week is 7.11. You could say this might have an impact on a person's social life.
What are some pros of gaming's effects on your social life?
Whew. Yeah, you know, I guess it's almost like it was weird for me because all of my friends that I had in real life, like in school and the friends I would hang out with on the weekends or after school, they're the same guys I was playing video games with.
Well, some games that I've played like online and stuff have introduced me to people. You know, granted I haven't met any of them, but I still talk to them, you know, text them or whatever, chat with them on certain chat apps and stuff like that, so.
None.
Like I was never into like playing with, we call them randies nowadays, but you know, randoms, like random people. Like I was always playing with friends and stuff like that, but online gameplay, you learn to have tough skin because you're not going to get away from the shit talking. Like people are going to be pretty ruthless, you know, like, and sometimes you get off and you like feel like shit about yourself because some guy just dug into you because he had 3 bad games in a row, you know.
Yep.
And so that shit happens, but you learn to have tough skin, you learn who to play with, you learn not who to, it's the same thing as like playground rules, you know? You gotta learn social cues, you gotta learn like who you can trust and who you can't trust. And you learn a lot about people's voices through video games. Like you can start like, I don't know, you know, if you play with somebody long enough, you'll be able to tell if they're lying just through the microphone, you know?
What are some cons?
Regarding social life?
Yep.
I play by myself. I tend to isolate sometimes, and I don't get out as much, you know, and socialize as much, I suppose.
I don't go outside.
it might keep you inside more. You might find a game that's completely solo. And so you might grind through that and not call your friends and not talk to your family for weeks on end. I mean, sometimes games come out and people call off work. So, you know, I've done it.
Do you like to play alone more or with friends more?
Generally alone. I mean, I'm not the type that likes to do the online gaming or, you know, play against other people, depending on the game. Some games I do, but I don't know. I get kind of pissed when I lose, so.
With friends.
It depends on the mood, and that's great about video games. That's what's great about video games. I have games that I'll play alone, and I'll have games that I play with other people. Usually I'll start out online with other people, and then if I start raging, I'll switch to something like Red Dead Redemption 2, where I can just go on a solo ride. So yeah, it's just whatever, you know, whatever you like.
And of course, video games are known for giving people some great experiences and making them very happy.
Watermelon kill cam, let's go! Taunting inside like an alpha. Take a sign. Look at this alpha melon here.
Final kill.
Oh my god, dude. That's like how you have ninja, huh?
What was your happiest time playing a video game?
Probably when I beat, I can't think of a specific time, but probably like when I finally overcame a certain level or, you know, enemy that it was continuously kicking my ass. And then I finally do it, it's like, yes. You know, that's a good feeling.
We're all the same.
Oh, Halo 3 for sure. Yeah, when Halo 3's legendary map pack dropped, that was probably one of the best nights of my life. You know, it was me. We had 3 Xboxes in my room, a couple TVs. We were playing with buddies from all around town, and we were just, you know, it was crazy. That game was like Mario for my generation. You know, it was crazy. It's crazy.
And they can also give people a pretty hard time.
What was your worst time playing a game?
Probably when I moved and I tried to load one of my, load one of my games, and I realized that, you know, somehow during the move all my data got corrupted, so I lost like a lot of saves, and I was just like, so pissed that I couldn't even touch those games for like 6-8 months. I was just like, no, can't even look at them.
Can't recall.
Okay, think about it.
I can't recall a worst time.
Think about a bad time that you had.
They're not really that bad.
Not really that bad?
No.
Ever?
No.
Alright.
I just played the new Lara Croft Tomb Raider. That's what I think about those games.
Oh.
Holy crap, those are bad games, man. Whoever thought to remake those? That's the worst time I've ever had playing a game. I start the game, and it wanted me to do some puzzle. I'm like, I don't want to do a puzzle, man. That's the worst time I've had.
Have any video games helped you get through a difficult time in your life?
No. It's more of a time killing.
I can't really think of like specific ones, but yeah, there's times that, you know, they're just kind of an escape. You know, kind of get your mind off daily life and what's going on. You know, a good game will suck you in, and you won't think about the crappy stuff going on otherwise.
Yeah, they all do, man. They all do. If I'm going through something, of course, you hop on a video game, man, or, you know, you do something else you love. So, yeah, they've helped me through stuff for sure.
An iconic element to video games that every gamer knows about is the music, and how it can affect one's experiences.
Our duty as soldiers is to protect humanity, whatever the cost.
You say that like soldiers and humanity are two different things. I mean, soldiers aren't machines. We're just people. I'll let you have the deck to yourself.
She said that to me once. About being a machine.
How has the music in video games affected your experiences?
It's gotten better over the years. I think it really the Halo franchise sparked a revolution. I think Marty O'Donnell is his name.
Yeah.
He really changed the way people look at music in video games. He created a cinematic soundtrack that, I mean, you can start that game up and you get goosebumps when you hear that. And you're like, let's play some freaking Halo, you know? Like,
Yep.
and so that sparked it. And nowadays, every game has their signature soundtrack almost, you know? Like, a good example is Apex Legends. That's like part of what blew the game up, is the cool soundtrack it had, so.
I don't know, I guess it makes it more interesting to play.
Depending on the game, it adds to the mood, you know? Like, I oftentimes play at night in my room with the lights off, so if I'm playing like a scary game, the music can actually add to that, you know, the effect, you know, kind of make you almost freak you out a little bit more.
Have any video games taught you anything?
No, not really.
Oh yeah, man. Assassin's Creed has taught me most about history, not just about history, but about the way the inner workings of society can have an effect on the whole of the world, you know, and that kind of is what sparked my curiosity and that type of stuff. Is Assassin's Creed delves deep into the history of certain, not just certain conspiracies, but certain lineages and bloodlines, which I find super cool. So
Taught me anything.
I think like Assassin's Creed history kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, some of them, like, that's a good example actually. That a lot of the historical characters and events, and you know, they'll even have the like little paragraphs about each person and stuff like that. So yeah, I guess when you put it that way.
What makes a video game special to you?
a big part is what the artist can put into the game has always been most important to me. The first thing you see is what it looks like, you know. I'll forgive movement, like we were just talking about the other day, the Jedi Fallen Order game. I can forgive the little bit of janky movement because the game is so goddamn beautiful, you know. Like I'm willing to. There's always a trade-off in video games. It's either really good movement or really good graphics. I like those middle ground games.
I don't know, they're not really special to me.
I like diversity. I like challenge. I like, especially like open world RPGs. Like Witcher 3 was probably my favorite game I've played in recent years. It's because there's so much to do, so many different places to explore, stuff like that.
How has playing video games affected your life?
I would say in a very positive way. I've been playing games since I was like 9, 10 years old, you know. I mean, it's funny because my first console was a PlayStation 2, you know, and so the games I was playing were a little bit different than like our parents or our grandparents, really. They're playing Pong and what else? That terrible E.T. game that came out, that was a bomb. All those types of like 2D Mario and all that stuff, but like
Sega Genesis.
Yeah, I was born with like, you know, like Tekken was probably the first game I was into, was Tekken. But then the Xbox came out and my dad was super okay with me playing like Fable and stuff like that. And so that's really how I got into storytelling, and that's really how I got into like that type of art, you know, concept design and stuff like that. But even more so, I think it actually helped me develop like visual acuity and like good hand-eye coordination. Like there's been studies that have come out that have proven that playing video games at a high level, like first-person shooters, can actually increase your visual acuity. So like you can see farther than the average person when you play a lot of video games. You know, your sight actually increases, and they used to think it decreased. Same with IQ. They used to think it hurt IQ, but they've proven now that it's the complete opposite. So,
Interesting.
yeah.
How have video games had an effect on your life overall?
Taking up a lot of my time.
Well, I've definitely put a lot of time into them. So, I mean, I enjoy them, you know. They make you think outside the box. They make you, you know, problem solve and stuff like that. So I guess they kind of taught me different ways of thinking about certain things, and, you know, they're fun.
Video games are an art form that people from many backgrounds can enjoy, hate, and learn from.